a loving father.
I adored him. I really thought he was my hero.
With a shocking secret.
That's where it turned pretty ugly.
A Spokane woman shares her story and the day she found out her father was a serial killer.
It was horrific, to the point that I remember it still.
Back in the mid-90s, when Robert Yates was shooting Spokane prostitutes to death, another serial killer was making regular visits to our city. A new book reveals the happy-faced killer often traveled to Spokane, where the long-haul trucker would spend time with his children. Keith Jesperson, who admits killing at least 8 women, got his nickname because the clues he left police often included a happy face. Now his daughter is making national news with her insight into Jesperson's double life. Jeff Humphrey joins us live, where Jesperson shocked the teen with a chilling confession.
Dave Jesperson had taken his daughter Melissa out for breakfast here at this former Denny's along 2nd Avenue. At that point, Jesperson was already a suspect in one homicide, and detectives were closing in. And so that's when he decided he would share his terrible secret with his daughter, but somehow Melissa seemed to already know. Like most little girls, Melissa Moore worshipped her father. That's until one day when she was 6 years old, Melissa found a box full of kittens and brought them to her dad.
He took my kittens and he hung them on the clothesline by their tails. It was horrific, to the point that I remember it still, 15, 16 years later.
That incident and a series of infidelities prompted Moore's mother to move away from Keith Jesperson and begin a new life here in Spokane. Melissa was adjusting well until Portland police began asking her mother questions about Jesperson.
So I didn't know at that time in 1995, when the detectives came to our home, I did not know that he was being investigated for multiple murders.
But soon the news would break and the happy-faced killer identified. Jesperson was a long-haul trucker who once dragged one of his 8 victims underneath his semi. Melissa was 15 at the time of Jesperson's arrest and had a hard time facing her friends at Shadle High School.
And I was just so embarrassed and so ashamed. I wanted to just run and hide. It was a horrible time for me.
Melissa found some peace and comfort by making entries in her daily journal, and those writings became the basis of her book, Shattered Silence. It was Melissa's way of reaching out to the children of other mass murder suspects, including the family of Robert Yates.
Really, the core message is that you can come from dire circumstances and you can turn your life around and make it what you want it to be.
Now, in Melissa's case, that was becoming a successful author and subsequently an advocate for domestic violence victims. Her story and what made the happy-faced killer tick, that's coming up tonight here on 2020 on ABC. Reporting in Spokane, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.